How's it going? David Comic Book Investments. So we are going to go through some stuff that I got back from CGC. And let me tell you, I got the biggest grade bump I think I've ever gotten, ever. Like every once in a while, I get something and, I don't agree with CGC. So I send it back in hoping to get the better grade that I think it is. Because let's face it, CGC is filled with a bunch of humans that get stung in the face and then eyes by bees, and so they can't see clearly for some reason, and they grade things wildly off. So yes, so that's CGC. So every once in a while, and I'm telling you, this is a ridiculous grade bump, even though it's kind of ridiculous, but not once I dive more into the details about it. But you know what is ridiculous? This video. Why? Why is this video ridiculous? This is my third time filming this exact same video. Normally I release these on Wednesdays. If I'm really busy, it'll be Thursday. So I'm like, okay, back on schedule after the auction. I go to do it. And my mic wasn't plugged in. I did the whole video with no mic on. Stupid me. So I was like, I'm moving on. I have other things to do. So I'll do it the next day. Then I do it. Film the whole video. You can hear me, but there's this loud hissing noise throughout the whole thing. Turns out one of my sockets is like loose or broken or something like that, so I had to switch out inputs. So this will be the third time. I'm hoping this works. I've already tested it. It works. So yeah. But anyways, let's get right into it. All right. So first up, got the Fighting Yank. Got some good old Golden Age here. I thought it'd be a 5.0. Got a 6.5. So that's a good jump, but that's not the jump I'm talking about. $22.99. This one's very cool. This is a pretty rare series. It's done by Jack Kirby. I really love the colors on this, and these are very, very hard to get in any grade. So you might be thinking like, oh, a 4.0, that's pathetic, low. But I think this is in like the top grades, like a top, like third or fourth highest grade for this book. $42.99, and you might be thinking, well, that's kind of high. When a 3.0 or 3.5 just sold for like $3,800. So yeah, I'm telling you, these are hard to find, and if you're a war collector, yeah, those are the ones you tend to go for. All right, first Swampy, $14.99. If I don't say the grade, it came back exactly what I hoped for. Here we go, Goon #1. I remember they did a movie pilot for this. It was like a CGI thing. It must have been like 20 years ago at this point, and it never went anywhere. But 9.8, $22.99. Invincible #1, thought it'd be a 9.0, got an 8.0, $5.99. Invincible Iron Man, $6.59. Jungle Comics, what number is this? 49. So I thought this would be a 6.0 to 6.5, and clearly it did not. And it got a 4.5. So you might be wondering, okay, David, how can you're just as blind as them? You must have bees in your eyes. What's that? Rick and Morty? Ants for eyes? That's what they are. Ants for eyes. I love Rick and Morty. But anyways, no. So if you look at this book is spectacular. It has that chip up there and something down here. But it looks like a 6.5. But the issue is it came back with slightly brittle pages. Now, there's brittle and slightly brittle. Brittle is just like dust. It's like you're picking up a mummy. Slightly brittle is half of a mummy. And it's partly a live mummy. I don't know. Anyways, so any book that gets like slightly brittle pages, there's like, you're not going to find a book that's really above like a 5.0 or anything like that. It just instantly kills it. Brittle pages, you're basically at a 2.0 and below if you get brittle pages. So $8.99. Any modern book or Nickel Age book. Nickel Age is 92 up to 2008. The reason why I coined it here is because I'm tired of them saying Copper Age goes up to 92, and 92 and beyond is a modern. That's just so stupid. It's at 30 years now. So what is it going to be, like 40 years, 50 years? It'll all be modern. People will be like literally in like nursing homes and be like, oh, these modern books that I got. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, it's dumb. So it usually goes by some big event. The MCU started what, I think 2008. So that's when modern will start, 2008. Everything else is Nickel Age. But most people just consider it modern. You will not need to worry about page quality for modern books and Nickel Age books ever, because the paper they're printed on, they won't ever get brittle. Another reason why newer books, are going to have a harder time becoming worth anything in the future, and I mean future by like 50 years. Like, let's see, 62, I think, was AF-15. That's now what, 60 years from now, somewhere around there. Like, if you have a book from like 95 and 60 years past that, so you're looking at like 55, it won't be up to a Fantasy 15 level, because just things got ruined. There's just not as much of them. Now people get a stack of new books and they send them straight to CGC. So like, if there's 80,000 books of a print run, even though back in the day they would have print runs of 1 million, like way more than they have now, but most of those got destroyed and lost and torn up. Now it's like, if you have a print run of 80,000, 50 years from now, pretty much 80,000 will still exist. There'll be a small handful that will get lost, so it might be like 78,000, but most of them will still exist. I'm not saying that people know where they are. They're probably in their garage somewhere, but they will still exist and be out there. They won't be destroyed. So they used to have book burnings for comic book burnings. So yeah, that's a thing about moderns that you have to realize is, you're like, oh, 50,000 print run, that's so low. That's so low. It's like, not really. It's considering every single one will still exist in the future. They don't have to worry about the elements like browning and tanning and brittleness like these books will. And I mean, this book was kept in pretty good shape, but the elements got to it still, humidity in the air and all that kind of stuff, and made stuff brittle and flaky and all that stuff. So you don't have to worry that much about modern books and Nickel Age books, falling apart on you. So, and everyone just keeps theirs in perfect condition. So another downside. $6.99 for first appearance of Defenders. First appearance of Captain Marvel, $3.79. Secret Wars 8, $2.59. See, all these are coming back to the grade I wanted. That's all I want. Just do what I want. New Mutants, $6.89. First Deadpool. Came back grade I wanted. Another Swampy. His first appearance of Constantine. I thought it'd be a 9.6. Got a 9.4. $4.49. You might be wondering, Dave, why don't you look at it, send it back? No. All right, this book pisses me off. So this book right here is extremely rare. And you might be like, what's the big deal? It's Savage Dragon, what, 120, 120. This is a variant cover, but CGC doesn't even recognize it's a variant cover. That's how rare it is. They have no idea. So this cover has a guy coming through the pages, kind of like Giant Size X-Men. The normal cover, he's not coming through the pages. It's just a picture of Savage Dragon. This is a variant cover, super rare. This is single highest grade. Good luck finding one of these books in this type of shape or at all. They come up a couple times a year on eBay. You'll get a raw copy of whatever. $19.99. I sent that book in twice to CGC with a note on it. This is a variant. They don't listen. First Sergeant Fury. Thought it'd be 3.5. It did not get the grade, so it's $9.89. Classic cover. Silver Surfer number 4. Thought it'd be 7.5 to 8.0, so it did get the 8.0, so that's good. $22.99. Pretty cool comic. Slave Girl. Thought it'd be a 3.0. Got the 6.0. And that is not the grade I thought it would be. You might be wondering, hey, David, what's wrong with you? Well, I thought there's like this, there's like, sometimes there's like this long crease on the back. I thought they would like really count that in. I mean, it's not terrible, but who am I to complain? Who am I to complain? I mean, the front cover looks immaculate. You know, bees for eyes, ants for eyes. That's what CGC is doing. $12.99. And then we got Spawn number 1, black and white variant of number 1. This actually was a retailer incentive for, I think, Spawn 64 or 65. It's rare, but not that rare. I think there's roughly about 3,200 that exist. $5.29, roughly. It's hard to say because it's like you have to buy 50 to get one of those, and that's what the ratio is. Comic shops, if it's like a 1 in 50, that means the comic shop had to order 50 to get one of those. So it's like, of the possible, I think I did the math, it was something like 3,800 possibly could exist, but not every shop's going to order blocks of 50. And here we go. This is probably the biggest grade bump I've ever gotten on a book. Doom number 1. This is the convention variant, so even harder to get. But here's the thing. I originally sent it in, and I wanted a 9.4. You know what they gave it? They gave it a 7.5. Once again, they have bees for eyes that keep stinging them. Bees in their eyes. And so I was like, this is preposterous. I don't know what they're seeing, but they're blind. And so I sent it in again, so I got a 9.4. So is it really that good of a grade bump? I don't know. I just had to spend more money to get the grade that I thought it was originally. $29.99. Dead World. $3.79. This has the first printed appearance of the Crow, I believe. I believe this predates Caliber Presents number 1. Confessions of Love, LB Cole cover. $11.99. Batman 100. Thought it'd be 5.0. It did not. It got the 4.0. $9.99. Betty and Veronica. This one's surprisingly very expensive. $35.99. It also is one of the top grades. These old Archies are they're very hard to get in like tough grades, especially like those Pep comics, like the old Pep comics. I'm talking about like issues like 10 in the 20s, 30s, 40s, not year but issue number. Those are extremely hard to get. Like sometimes you can have like a Pep comics that's like a 2.5 and it'll be like the second or third highest grade. They're super rare, and I don't know, they're made so brittly. I would say they're made with paper, but they are made with paper. They're made with air, it seems like. Thought to be 7.0, got 7.5, $12.99. And then last one, first appearance, Mr. Sandman. Came back great. I was home for $15.59. That'll be it. Have a great day.